All right, so this is my gear loadout for Appalachian Trail 2026. Firstly, my hiking poles. I'm not going to do weight. I'm just going to tell you about all the pieces. My hiking poles, they're Kathmandu, but they're made by Faizan. These are adjustable, just one place to turn them on. And these are also then what put my tent up, because I've got a tent that needs hiking poles, so that you don't actually have to carry poles as well. My outfit, I've got my merino wool Kathmandu shirt and my hiking shorts. I have 2 pairs of underwear. I've got on now icebreaker 125s, and then I've got another pair of icebreakers. So pretty much I have 2 sets of clothes, 2 full sets of clothes. One for hiking in and one for sleeping for camp. But they're interchangeable, so if I want them, but pretty much because if I'm soaking wet in this, then you can at least put dry clothes on at camp, and that's, and then you put the wet clothes back on in the morning. I have Dirty Girl gaiters, and these stop for debris getting into your shoes and causing blisters. I have Darn Tough socks, 2 pairs, and then I have 1 pair there for the hike, and then I have 1 pair of Kathmandu socks that I took on the Camino 4 years ago that you bought me. Yeah. And then I have a pair of Injinji sock liners, which are actually in my bag at the moment, but they'll be on me every day. And they are like gloves for your toes. And the whole idea of that is then to stop friction between your toes and your shoe, because that's what you want, is the friction to be between your sock and the shoe, not your skin. So my goal, same as the Camino, is to have 0 blisters over 2,200 miles. That's a big goal. I'm going to start on the outside of the pack. I won't put shoes on the table. I can't do that. Thank you, Miss Willerton. Crocs for camp shoes and for river crossings. And they just sit on the outside of the pack with carabiners. And then on the front outside pocket of the pack, the pack I'm rocking is a Hyperlite unbound 40 litre. All right, this is my pooping in the woods bag. In there I have a trowel, and you'll see no toilet paper because I am rocking a bidet. So this goes on the end of a bottle, and watch for that YouTube video explaining how that works. All right, on the outside of the pack, we have my tent, but firstly is my ground cover. And on this is a Tyvek ground cover sheet, which I've also written on. So when I'm hitchhiking, it's a bit now, but that says hitchhiker to town, an AT symbol. And then this one says hitchhiker to trail. So if I'm hitchhiking, now I have my rain gear first. Let's do this. I've got the frog togs. This is probably the first piece of gear that will get changed out. This is a top and bottom set. I'll keep the top, but I'm going to get a rain kilt. And they're actually really difficult to get in Australia, so that's just like a skirt made out of rain material and just keeps you dry. That's my current plan anyways. So wet stuff stays on the outside, and then we've got my tent, and that is the Gossamer Gear, the 2. And that's a single wall tent, which means that, you normally you have a fly, like the net and then a fly. This is just one tent. What's that single wall tent? And then I should have my stakes in here. These are the MSR groundhog stakes. I have 6 of those, and then I'm taking 2 of the aluminium ones that came with the tent. It did come with 8 of them, but I got these because they're just a little bit stronger and lighter actually too. It only takes 6 pegs to set the tent up. You can use 8 though if you want more headroom, but I think that's everything in the pack. All right, coming last thing on the outside of the pack, the latest gear addition, I have not even used this yet, is my Nemo Switchback sleeping pad. So I do have a sleeping, inflatable sleeping pad, but I've also got then this so that I can use it throughout the day, during breaks, to stretch, to lay down, have a nap, and also it goes under my sleeping pad to stop it from getting any punctures. And if that does fail, I at least have something to sleep with. Some people only hike with this. That is not my aim. I want to be comfortable. All right. So there's still quite a bit of room in this because I'm not, there's no food in here. Yeah. So the first thing I pack on top of the bag is actually my food bag. So this is also a Tyvek waterproof stuff sack. And let's have a look at what's in here. We've got my Tokes titanium cook pot. Woo! This I love. This is a Snow Peak hand, I guess like hand mitt, so that you can hold hot items. That would be considered probably a luxury item because truth be told I could use this. Yeah. Oh, and I've got my buff of course too. And then in here is that's a 750ml Tokes. And pretty much all I'm going to use, my plan is that this will only boil water. And then I actually am taking a cup and a bowl. Most of my meals will be in there dehydrated in bags. So you just put the hot water in there. And the bowl mainly will be for oats in the morning. Because then a cup is for coffee. I just don't want those flavors in there. But that's the plan. A lot of people go with that plan and that's one of the first things that gets thrown away. People really trying to shave down. And then this is my kitchen. And so this, I can't remember the name of this. Anyways, and what else is in there? This is my rucksack. And so this helps me hang my bear bag. So you put the rocks in there. I showed Mum and Dad a video of this the other day. It's called the PCT, bear hang. And so you throw this up over the tree with the rope attached to it, and then you attach the bag to that, then you pull it up, and then you tie it to the tree so bears can't get at it. So it has to be, 4 meters from the tree, 8 meters from the ground, and 4 meters from the closest branch down as well. So that's so I can hang my food safely for no bears. And my spork. And they now have toothbrushes that attach to the end of that. Yeah. Some people cut their handles off toothbrushes. Dental hygiene's important. I'm going to take my full-size toothbrush. And so then they're my cup. And again, this would be considered a luxury item. And my bowl. Watch this space to see if I keep those. So that is my food bag. Now, inside the bag, that was sitting on top of inside the bag. This is waterproof. But inside the bag, I have a Nyla flume liner. And so I also have a spare. I'm carrying 2 of those as spares. We'll see how long that lasts. It's the first time I've ever used one of these liners, so I'm not really sure how it will last. First thing is my clothes bag. So that's the rest of my clothes in there. And this is a DCF Dyneema composite fabric, Hyperlite, same brand as this. This was originally my food bag, but I didn't realize it was only 10 liters, and that's just way too small. So my food bag is 15 liters, and then so I use this for my clothing. I have my Kathmandu puffer, my Kathmandu socks for camp, and my camp shorts. Should have been in here. They're just a pair of cheap $12 Kmart shorts. So this can also be, and my camp shirt. This is my new favorite company. The merino, once you wash it, has no itch to it at all. Mons. It is beautiful. New Zealand company. So that's my second outfit there. Then until the Smokies, I'm going to have my ultralight thermals. And the only reason they're ultralight is because they are so old. they're pretty much threadbare. But they work, and they're heavy duty enough for the weather I'm going to be in. So they'll also be for camp or for cold days when I'm hiking, a long sleeve top and a bottom. That's my other pair of icebreaker underwear. And then I've got my base layer, which is another Mons long sleeve. So that will be for hiking and mostly for hiking, maybe for in camp, but I'm pretty much just going to use the thermal, so this can be a hiking layer. And one more pair of Dun Tough socks. That's the second pair. I don't know where my Injinji liners went, but that's okay. All right. Ugh. Next in the bag, I do have those 2 Nylaflume liners. Next bag is my first aid kit or toiletries kit. Again, another Tyvek waterproof bag. And in here we have toothbrush, full size. And yes, then I pack everything inside plastic as well as in just so everything stays fully waterproof. I have my retainer, Leuko tape, so if you start to get hot spots, you can feel like you're going to get a blister, you take your shoes off and put Leuko tape on. Some people actually wear Leuko tape when they first get shoes. Like if I get I'll go through 3 to 4 pairs of shoes, and so when I get a new pair of shoes, if there's a likeliness that you'd probably put this in those spots that you know, yeah, you're gonna. But as long as I'm constantly getting the same lone peaks, which is my plan, that they're perfect for my foot. I've never had hot spots with them, but always carry Leuko tape. Toothpaste tablets. Have you seen these? Look at this. So you just put them in your mouth, yeah, just one in your mouth, and you chew on it, and then you brush your teeth. Yeah, pretty cool. The only doTERRA I'm taking is the Correct X, so like a second skin, abrasions, yeah, also really good for lip balm. A pair of tweezers, and I'm thinking of swapping out the nail clippers for larger ones. I was just using these the other night and it's not cutting it, but that's the current plan, is the small clippers at the moment.
How many pair of shoes would you go through?
3 to 4. About 500 to 600 miles a pair of shoes will last. Yeah, but in Roxylvania, in Pennsylvania, yeah, they just shred, the rocks just really shred your shoes up. Electronics. This stuff sack is a waterproof one from Kathmandu. This is also something I'm thinking about changing out because it is actually quite heavy compared to the Tyvek. That, I mean, I'll show you. It's because they've got this band here. These are excellent if you're kayaking or doing water sports, because these are 100% fully. You could go put this in the water and it's safe. All right, my latest edition, which is so cool. Wait, I'll do that in a second. No, let me get this out. Okay, so I have my mini water pick, because dental hygiene is important. I have then I have 2 different heads for that. And Body Glide, so every morning put that actually on my feet and on my inner thighs to stop from chafing. When I did the Camino, I took my own that Donna and I had made, but this is really easy to get there. What I like about these is it doesn't have to touch your hand, so you don't get.
And so what that doesn't smell either.
No, there's no smell in that. Yeah, yeah. See, I like it. The toothpaste is probably the highest scented thing I have. Yeah. I am taking a DJI mini mic. There's 2 in there, and so I should be able to use both and you know, use up the battery without having to charge it too often. So that's the plan on that. And the cords that I need, and we're adding that cord for the Garmin. I have the Garmin InReach on my bag, and so I just have that cord that I've just added to that. Oh, hairbrush adding to the toiletries kit.
I wouldn't need that.
You wouldn't, that's right. I'm still undecided on one of these cords because it is so long, and now that I've just had an idea of my weight and I'm a little bit over, I might cut one of those cords, we'll see. And I'm super excited about this latest edition. Wait for it. Oh, okay, so these 2 10,000 milliamp. Yeah, amp hours is the other. Milliamp hours or milliamps. I bought 2 of these because one 20,000 milliamp will take 4.5 hours to charge. These take 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So you can charge them both at the same time. And so then to my new piece of gear, which I'm really excited about, is this is a air pump for my air mattress. And the reason it is so little and light is because it has no battery. And you just plug it in. And that, it has is it a 3.5, I think? Is it KPA or whatever the, yeah, I think it's 3.5, and all the ones are 3 times the size, 4 times the weight, 2.5. So it's incredible. Thank you, Gary, for telling me about that. I haven't gone through the attachments yet. I'm not sure exactly what I need, so I'm still deciding on actually what in that bag I take. So that'll be good to lose a couple of grams once I decide what's not coming. Yeah, feel those. How light they are.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Pretty cool, hey? And now the most important is my sleep system. That is my air mattress. So we'll pull that out. It's a NEMO. I think it's a tensor with an R value of, I want to say 7. I probably now will lose this to shave some grams as well. This Velcro, probably unnecessary. So yeah, that's my, it is a regular, and that's what I'm sleeping on.
So you'll blow that up with the...
Exactly, yeah. Which I'll do in a minute because I want to see what attachments. I haven't actually done that yet. Yeah, so that'll be fun. My pillow. I love this pillow. This is my 3rd pillow. This is awesome. What I really like about this pillow, it's also, I believe, is it a NEMO as well? Yes. A NEMO Philo, I believe. This I love because it has an actual pillow, like foam, but it also then has baffles inside that you blow up. And then what is the best is it has this little valve here that you can just let out incrementally the air. So it's just at the perfect height for your head. I love this pillow. The other thing with pillows is then this material often can make so much noise, and all you can hear all night is this like cellophane and foil. But this one I slept beautifully on all of my dial-in hikes. And the most important part of the sleep system, which goes at the very bottom of the bag, again, Mary Poppins, exactly, is this. I'm undecided whether I am going to put it in this or if I'll get a different stuff sack again just because of the weight of it. Is my Enlightened Equipment quilt, excuse me. So that's, now it'll fluff out big time, but so that's the kilt there. Quilt, I keep saying kilt. So you can still cinch it at the bottom and get yourself in a situation. So that's where your feet end is, and then you've got your clips here, sorry, here and here, and then that's your head end. Yeah, and feel the weight of that. And so that's down fill. Oh, on the outside of the pack, oh my gosh, I can't live without this. How could I forget? No, really, my water filter. You need it. You cannot live without your water filter. So, must be on the other side. So I do have a tripod with a holder. Again, at the moment, that's what I'm taking, but we'll see. Thank you, Jasper. It is, isn't it? Yeah. It's pretty incredible. And so I've got, for my water filtration system, I have a 2-litre bladder. What I really like about this is what comes with the Sawyers are just like little, you know, bottles to fill like this, and they're not as flexible as this, whereas this has such a wide mouth. And then if you have a really slow pouring water source or it's in a difficult place, you can maneuver this, and then you put the seal back on that, and then you attach. This is a Sawyer squeeze. And so you attach this to that, and then this end to a bottle, and you just squeeze the water and it filters it. And that's it. And I think my base weight is going to sit at probably 7.5 kilos is currently what I think I've got, but I might be able to dial it in a bit more. Maybe I will be cutting that handle off my toothbrush.
That is awesome. Can I ask a couple?
Please, yes.
Are you scared? Like we've watched a video on what you're about to do, but like, what are your fears? Like, are you scared?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. My biggest fear is actually being cold. Yeah, I have zero interest. It's also why I'm starting so late. So, because you're starting in the spring in the south, which is where it's going to be the warmest. The spring in the north is still colder, yeah. And you're walking north, and the highest elevation is very early on in the trail in the Smokies. And so that's why I say I'll be holding on to stuff, and that's why I'm taking thermals with me. My other fear is rattlesnakes. Not something that we have in Australia. But I mean, you know, I've watched the videos, I've learnt how you deal with it. And yeah, it's pretty much, you just got to wait for them to pass. You don't really walk around them, and you know, don't let it freak you out too much. Yeah, they're my 2 biggest fears. And I'm also just, you know, the unknown, and you know, a bit nervous about the whole journey. But the excitement definitely outweighs the nervousness that I feel.
And then you're talking about 2-3 grams here and there. Like, we're sitting here going, does that matter?
Yes, it does. When you're walking 2,200 miles, every gram counts. Yeah. And well, that's what they say, you know? Yeah. So when I experience that, I'll see. Yeah. Because I think that too. Like, that's why I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to. And I guess some people are full. Like, I don't think you'd count this an ultralight setup, but I'm using a lot of ultralight gear. Yeah. But I definitely have luxury items that true, you know, purist ultralight people wouldn't take. But as they say, hike your own hike.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the way of saying politely, piss off. To anyone who has a differing opinion of how you should be doing it, you know? Yeah. So yeah, there's some people, you know, who want to hike absolutely every single mile on the trail with their backpack. There's other people who will slack pack when they can, which is meanings that you will leave your backpack at a hostel or in town, and you will hike just with a day pack and then get picked up and go back to town. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. So I don't. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
We're all slack packing because we're just going to watch.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And I know you've done a video. You've got content on your why. Like, you know, that's probably the main question. Like, why the hell would you do something or challenge yourself like this? But what are you hoping to achieve? Like, what is it? What's the end game? What's
I think for me, mostly probably a sense of achievement, the adventure of it, of course, and there is a lot deeper to this, but the short answer to that is, I guess, I feel like I'll be walking into my future and leaving the bits in my past that I don't want to take with me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to watch it, man. It's emotional for us watching this off, and we love you. We can't wait to see your journey ahead. We can't wait to watch.
Thanks, Paul.
Awesome.
Tink you.
Watching every day. Yeah.
Yes.
Jeff, this is so amazing and just makes it feel so real. Seeing you pull those things out of that pack and knowing that this is your life for the next 135
days. Yeah. And so one more piece of gear that I haven't spoken about is my bum bag. In here will just be my passport, yeah? So this is the piece of gear that no matter where I am at any time, this will be with me. So whether I go to the toilet, I'm in a hostel, go to the shower, this has to be with me at all times. With the cash that's in there that I'm carrying, and another favorite piece of new gear, because some of this gear too I've had for a few years since I've done the Camino and just from, you know, the hikes, day hikes and multi-day hikes I do up in Cairns. But I've worked incredibly hard for 2 years to save up for this, and I've spent the money on the stuff that I wanted, you know. This is called a Mighty Wallet, and it's also made out of Tyvek, so not sponsored. This is just this is just my little Tyvek wallet. Just have my card, and I've of course got my Appalachian Trail. I know which card's which, and that's great. And I am going to take my AirPods. And they're going to live in here. So I will take AirPods. Even though I've got the corded headphones, I am going to take those. And my new piece of favourite gear, oh, you might have to wait for the truck. No, I'll show you now, is, oh, wait, get the koala. Oop. Wait a Momo. Where is he?
You gotta sit him on a certain way.
We got him. Lego Hiker Jeff. And Jasper made this for me, and he has nailed it. He's got my Bronco shorts on, my Kathmandu top on, and my green buff, hat, and beard. Oh, my Petzl Bindi headlamp lives on my hat.
Turn it on. Hey.
Pretty awesome. Everything I have charges with a USB-C, except for the Bindi and the Garmin. So that's super convenient. And I do need to get the wall charger, but I will wait to get that when I get to America. But I'm super excited that I now have a little friend to walk the trail with me.
A mini me.
So cool.
Godspeed.
So cool.
Good job. Well done, Jeff. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love seeing all